Good afternoon. Welcome to the Mind of STEM channel, where you get your daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. And in this segment, let's talk about nutrition. Now, on my previous video that I did on the 401 Talk Zone radio show, I talked about preventive measures when it comes to the coronavirus pandemic. And the reason why I utilize corrective measures, because what I want everybody to do is to protect their health. But one aspect of health that you need to understand is nutrition. So today's video, I'm going to title it, Let's Talk About Nutrition. Now, when we talk nutrition, we talk about animal nutrition, plant nutrition. But overall, what is nutrition? Well, nutrition is the science that interprets the nutrients and other substances in food in relation to maintenance, growth, reproduction, health, and disease of an organism. It includes food intake, absorption, assimilation, biosynthesis, catabolism, and excretion. Now, when we talk about organisms, organisms are also in diets. So we're going to talk about diet and organism. Now, the diet of an organism is what it eats, which is largely determined by the ability and palatability of foods. Now, for humans, a healthy diet includes preparation of food and storage methods that preserve nutrients from oxidation, heat, or leaching, and that reduces the risk of foodborne illnesses. Now, there are 7 major classes of human nutrients, and they're familiar to you. But if they aren't, I'm going to give them to you. Number 1 is carbohydrates. 2 is fats. 3 is fiber. 4 is minerals. 5 is proteins. 6 is vitamins. And 7 is water. Now, nutrients can be grouped as either macronutrients or micronutrients. Now, micronutrients are needed in small quantities. Now, in humans, an unhealthy diet, notice what I said, in humans, an unhealthy diet can cause deficiency-related diseases such as blindness, anemia, scurvy, preterm birth, stillborn, and cretinism, or nutrient excesses, health-threatening conditions such as obesity and metabolic syndrome, and such common chronic systematic diseases such as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and osteoporosis. Now, undernutrition can lead to wasting in acute cases such as stunting of marasmus and chronic uses of malnutrition. Now, of course, when we deal with animal nutrition, well, carnivore and herbivore diets are contrasting with basic nitrogen and carbon proportions. They basically vary for their particular foods. Now, many herbivores rely on bacterial fermentation to create digestible nutrients from indigestible plant cellulose, while obligate carnivores must eat animal meats to obtain certain vitamins or nutrients their bodies cannot otherwise synthesize. So animals generally have a higher requirement of energy in comparison to plants. Now, plant nutrition is the study of the chemical elements that are necessary to plant growth. there are several principles that apply to plant nutrition. Some elements are directly involved in plant metabolism. However, the principle does not account for the so-called bacterial elements whose presence, while not required, has clear positive effects on plant growth. See, a nutrient that is able to limit growth according to Liebig's law of the millennium, it's Liebig's law of the minimum, is considered an essential plant nutrient if that plant cannot complete its full cycle without it. So there are 16 essential plant soil nutrients besides the 3 major nutrients, carbon and oxygen, that are obtained in photosynthetic plants from carbon dioxide in air, and in hydrogen, which is obtained from water. You see, plants uptake essential elements from the soil through their roots and from the air, consisting of mainly nitrogen and oxygen through their leaves. Now, green plants obtain their carbohydrate supply from the carbon dioxide in the air. That's known as the process of photosynthesis. See, carbon and oxygen are absorbed from the air, while the other nutrients are absorbed from the soil. See, nutrient uptake in the soil is achieved by cation exchange, wherein root hairs pump hydrogen ions into the soil through proton pumps. Now, these hydrogen ions displace cations attached to negatively charged soil particles so that the cations are available for uptake by the root. Now, in the leaves, stomata open to take in carbon dioxide and expel oxygen. Now, the carbon dioxide molecules are used as the carbon source in photosynthesis. Now, although nitrogen is plentiful in the Earth's atmosphere, very few plants can use this directly. So most plants, therefore, require nitrogen compounds to be present in the soil in which they grow. This is made possible by the fact that largely inert atmospheric nitrogen is changed in a nitrogen fixation process to biologically usable forms in the soil by bacteria. Again, this is made possible by the fact that largely inert atmospheric nitrogen is changed into a nitrogen fixation process to biologically uniform or usable forms in the soil by bacteria. So when it comes to plant nutrition is a difficult subject to basically understand, partly because of the variation between different plants and even between different species or individuals of a given clone. So elements present at high levels may cause deficiency systems, and toxicity is possible if levels are too high. Furthermore, deficiency of one element may present as symptoms of toxicity from another element, and vice versa. And that concludes this video on nutrition. If you like what I just presented, please comment, share, and subscribe. You can also comment, share, and subscribe to the 411 Talk Zone radio show. And on that channel, I present more of my controversial and red pill content. In fact, I've been talking about the coronavirus lately. You can check out that channel. You can also check out the 411 Talk Zone radio show on Blog Talk Radio. That show is on every weekend. Now, if you can't find any of my videos or my Blog Talk Radio shows, you can check me out on Facebook and Twitter, because once I conclude all of my content, I upload it as soon as possible so you can get your daily dose of information. And that concludes this video from the mind of STEM channel. Today's topic, you heard, was nutrition. I'm going to keep pushing out more videos because it's very important that you understand science, technology, engineering, and math. Because on this channel, you get a daily dose of science, technology, engineering, and math. Once again, my name is Leon Jones. Thank you for listening. You have a wonderful and blessed afternoon.